make sure. Any blue-haired feminists in chat? Watch out. Your worst nightmare is here in a polo shirt. Next to... They keep trying to put manly stuff behind him so that we'll think he's manly. He's got it's a canoe. It's a canoe, you see. A fish. There's a duck. Fire. Not real fire, but, you know. What can we expect with that woke OSHA telling us we can't have real fire on set?
Ever since he lied about the assassination of Charlie Kirk and then pretended that he was the victim when people called him a scumbag, it's been a very strange few weeks for Jimmy Kimmel.
This video is called Matt Walsh Sparks Outrage for saying intolerance is a virtue, which is a very normal Matt Walsh thing. I didn't know we were going to just start off with just other people. Jimmy Kimmel and who did he mention before? I already forgot.
Now try putting yourself in his position. You host a comedy show even though you don't tell any jokes. You make millions of dollars every year even though you're less popular than novelty YouTube channels that are devoted to stamp collecting.
We're going to criticize Jimmy Kimmel's comedy, which by no means am I a Jimmy Kimmel enjoyer. I don't watch. I don't partake. But you're going to do so with jokes like this. Do you have writers, Matt? Do you trust them? Is it just Ben Shapiro typing away back there? The Daily Wire is going really poorly. This Waste Management logo is still bad, Matt. I think you should get rid of it.
The only reason you're still employed is that everybody, including the executives at your network, have forgotten you existed. And then all of a sudden, you have a large temporary...
They forgot the guy that hosts their late show is there? I don't think they did, man.
...surge in viewers because you say something monumentally stupid and evil.
Evil?
So what's your next move in that situation? Now, I can't say with any degree of confidence what Jimmy Kimmel's next move actually was. Like everybody else in the country, I don't watch his show. At the same time, I couldn't help but notice this recent footage, which was circulating on social media the other day. Apparently, Kimmel's show featured some kind of drag queen story hour segment in which a man dressed as a whorish woman starred.
Whorish? I think maybe, this like new weird incel Christian thing needs to go away. I think we need to just stamp it out. There is no need to allow guys like Matt Walsh to tell you who is whorish.
It's reading books to children who are clearly child actors. Watch.
I'm Trixie Mattel.
Trixie Mattel, one of the most popular drag queens there is.
Do I scare any of you?
No.
Really?
You just look amazing.
Oh
Why would that be scary?
That is so affirming. Thank you so much. You guys look amazing too.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I have a whole pile of books here. What if we chose one together? Because this is, after all, a democracy. As of this morning, it's still a democracy. I'm not sure.
Pretty funny. So the objectionable part is...
First up we have, who cares about elderly people?
No.
This is collectible spoons of the Third Reich. Okay, would you guys like to read a book by President Trump?
Please.
Whoa, hold up. What about President Trump's least favorite son?
Okay. Oh, very serious face, Matthew. Oh my goodness, I didn't know. I didn't know this is such a dire situation. Hold on. We have to let me please. I was laughing and smiling 1 second ago. I need to get my decorum back. Shape up, lefty, woke moralists. All right. I'm ready, Matt. I'm sorry.
Now, you can tell the kids were coached to react negatively when they're told about the Trump book.
They were coached? I don't know, man. Maybe kids just hear their parents talk and hear other people talk in their communities, and maybe some people don't like Trump, man. There are kids who are also on your Trump train that are told to, like, wear Trump merchandise and stuff. I don't know, bro.
Overdo it, as most child actors do. So really what we're watching here is a man dressed as a woman pretending to indoctrinate children who have already been indoctrinated.
No, I don't know about the indoctrinating children. So Trixie Mattel is a man dressed as, like, a drag queen. because that's what drag queens are. Trix Mattel isn't trans. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know how to hate anybody. He just knows that he does. He knows he doesn't like that. He doesn't know what a drag queen is. He doesn't have a distinction between. He's just the right has been reduced to just whining all the time. They're just real upset all the time about the little quirks in life that happen along the way. Very upset. This man sold. He did sell the Sweet Baby plushie for kids. Yeah, that's true. That's pretty true.
And I guess we're supposed to find this funny or entertaining in some way, even though it's obviously neither. It feels like every other Jimmy Kimmel segment, which is to say it feels like his writers just looked over a list of Democrat Party talking points for the week and decided to make a segment based on those talking points.
Democrat Party talking points. I don't know if they did consult the Democrats on this. I think he really likes it and it makes him mad, so he lashes out. I think there's a part of Matt Walsh that wishes that he could have the confidence to dress in drag, for sure.
Whatever the DNC wants Jimmy Kimmel to say or do.
Yeah, I think Matt Walsh is genuinely upset about Jimmy Kimmel's success. And he's like, I'm more talented than Jimmy Kimmel. What the fuck?
He'll say or do it. In that sense, I suppose you could say that this segment does serve some practical purpose. It suggests that even as they're still reeling from their defeat in the last election, Democrats are still clinging to their drag queen obsession, of all things. They don't have any sense for how creepy and disturbing this is to the vast majority of Americans, to every single normal person. They haven't changed their messaging or their tactics in the slightest.
Who's they? So Jimmy Kimmel is the Democrats. Do Democrats have any talking points at all? No. My name is Reek. Game of Thrones reference, no pickles? During the good seasons of Game of Thrones? That's like a 15-year-old hopeful reference.
That's obviously good news for conservatives, even though it's a very bad omen for many children, particularly children in public school. But this segment, it's not just an excellent example of how morally bankrupt and frankly disturbing the left has become. It's also exhibited.
Look at how morally bankrupt the left has become. Reading to kids! I can't believe it! They would make fun of the president in front of children?
For something I said recently on this show, which is that intolerance is...
Oh, so we have to go talk for 3 minutes about other people before Matt Walsh can address the topic of the video.
I said recently on this show, which is that intolerance is a virtue. Yeah. There are some behaviors and beliefs that a moral society simply cannot tolerate. Now, you might think this statement is a self-evidently true, uncontroversial thing to say, but apparently it's not.
Right. So I suppose then you're affirming the left-wing argument, and we're just right back to square one. I guess he's just trying to sound edgy. He's affirming the left-wing of the paradox of intolerance. You cannot tolerate intolerance, but that he's saying it's a virtue, so they should tolerate our intolerance. It's just so strange. We shouldn't let people live their own lives. I think we should. I think we really fucking should. Like, Matt can be a fucking loser-ass Christian, but when he starts to mobilize people to take away the rights of others, I take issue with that. I think he should be stopped. I don't think that's a good thing. I think he should be not allowed to, for instance, lie for profit. That'd be all right.
Let's recap by going over what I said the other day, and first we'll play the clip. Watch. Here's how it works, right? The left comes along with something they want to do, some agenda item, something bad, always.
The left always does something bad. Cool. Brainwashed? Just fucking fully lacking critical thinking skills.
And the first reaction from everybody usually is, well, that sounds terrible. Why would we want that? No.
For what? Just vague. Usually everybody says we don't want that when every single policy from the left pulls 70+%. Healthcare's a great example.
Oh, let's not do that. Oh, you want to destroy the institution of marriage? You want us to pretend?
Destroy the institution of marriage in what way? Gay marriage?
And that men are
Obergefell v. Hodges?
Are married when they're not? No, let's not. Oh, you want to castrate kids? You want men in the women's locker room? No, that's insane. We're not doing that.
So that's why none of that's ever happened.
Oh, you want to flood our country with third worlders?
Yeah, just racist.
No, like there's literally no benefit to us whatsoever. Why do we want to do that? And so that's usually people's first reaction. But then the left, they get to work and they demand tolerance. That's the first thing. They demand tolerance. They say, well, you might not like it, but you should put up with it. Should be tolerant.
Put up with what?
And then they demand
When has the left ever said, here's my argument, you must tolerate what I say? When has that ever happened? You must tolerate it. That's never occurred.
Affirmation after they get tolerance. And then they demand celebration.
They don't demand celebration. Your government-mandated pride parade is here. It's time to celebrate.
What is wrong with salami?
Making force feminizing Matt Walsh. You take estrogen in every June. All bathrooms should be gender segregated, even your house. But no, not my house because I'm special. Well, yes, it just simply wouldn't be good. I think bathrooms should just have stall doors that go up all the way and down all the way. What if we did that? It'd be okay.
And then they demand participation. Okay, so it's tolerance, affirmation, celebration, participation.
Nothing is wrong with salami. Salami is delicious.
I agree.
Before we get all the way to participation, we should say no.
Participation in what? Is he just saying they want me to be gay? I don't care if you suck dick, Matt. That's between you and God. You're gonna have to deal with that. I don't care. It's always the accusation is what they're guilty of, kind of thing. Like they are forcing gay people, trans people to live to their standards and not allowed to just express themselves how they wish. So it's just confessing that, of course, I'm accusing you of crimes I am guilty of.
Now, you know what? I'm not even going to tolerate this. I am actively opposed to this. I think it's bad. I don't want it in my community, and I don't want it in my country.
Right. This is why I'm an anti-fascist, for instance. This is why everyone should be opposed to fascism. Don't want it. I'm opposed. I mean, Matt Walsh is just a fucking normal racist, and this is what he's talking about. Just like the average Christo-fascist is just Matt Walsh.
What is wrong with salami?
We should also put dividers on beds, or better, have spouses sleep in separate beds because I have to. I'm making it your problem. That's right. All husbands should have to sleep on the couch if I have to.
Nothing. I love salami.
I think everyone should be gay to the point where Matt Walsh would freak the fuck out if he saw you. I think if you are queer in any way, make sure that you represent yourself in a way that would upset Matt Walsh if he was around. How do you know you're living your best?
We need to be intolerant. Intolerance is a virtue. Intolerance is good.
I think intolerance should get you fucking kicked out, like exiled from your community. He's literally just saying everyone needs to be white, middle or upper class, born here, not queer, anything that deviates from how I want people to think like the same as me. Anyone who isn't exactly like me must go. I think maybe we could just do without Matt Walsh. What if we just choose? There's this very complicated path where it's like, oh, we have to follow all of Matt Walsh's stupid fucking neuroticisms. Or what if we just went on without Matt Walsh in mind? I think maybe that's the way we should go.
Intolerance is holy. Intolerance is Christian.
Intolerance is Christian. You heard it here first. I'm not going to argue with him. Can I get that clip?
Is good. Intolerance is holy. Intolerance is Christian.
Intolerance is Christian. I wouldn't hate that clip. Hanging around. Yeah, what a selling point. Ah, yes, the loving Christians. Love thy neighbor with intolerance of them, of course. I think maybe Christianity should be snuffed out like a candle.
Intolerance is moral and courageous. Intolerance is biblical.
I'm pretty confident that this is just like, if you translated this to German, you'd see this on the desk of Goebbels. This is, intolerance is, like, eins, feins, 999. His little Nazi mustache is just spread like black mold across his face, that's all.
Intolerance is loving. Loving to your family, to your country, to your way of life that you should be protecting.
How about your neighbors? Intolerance is love. That's right. All right. Matt Walsh, do you want to live by your standards? Now the Antifa super soldiers do not tolerate you. Now what? His last days are going to be lived like Eddington. Cruelty is love. Very Christian. Incredibly Christian.
Here isn't even unique to conservatism or the right. There are many prominent liberal thinkers, including John Locke, the father of liberalism, who have made similar arguments. But you don't need to be well-versed in classical philosophy to get the point. We all know it's true simply based on our day-to-day observations. Tolerance, particularly in the hands of the modern left, it's a Trojan horse. In the span of a decade, we went from just tolerate gay marriage, it doesn't harm you anyway, to affirm my pronouns and my fake gender, or you deserve to die a horrible death. Oh, and by the way, we're going to...
Or you deserve to die a horrible death. What? I think the like horrible death stuff comes after stripping people's rights away. I think in the pursuit of stripping people's rights away, that's when people are like, you should fucking die. You know what I mean? Like, that's when you start getting like crazy fucking people coming after you. It's just gonna happen. He believes in hell and cheers for it. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe if Matt was less vile, he would hear a little bit less of this kind of stuff.
Get you fired from your job if we don't kill you.
Fired from your job? Weren't you? So do you think? Okay, so trying to get someone fired from their job is a bad, immoral act, Matt Walsh, or yeah, it seems to all be projection.
So that's where tolerance leads. In many cases, it's an invitation to be taken advantage of. As G.K. Chesterton puts it, tolerance is the virtue of the man without convictions.
Sounds racist.
And we should stop pretending otherwise, especially after everything we've seen in recent years. But on the left, even among the self-styled free thinkers on the left who are willing to have some dialogue with conservatives, my comments were not...
I love having dialogue with conservatives. They simply don't love to have it with me because they don't like to answer any questions. When you ask them questions, they don't like it. They get upsetty spaghetti. I'm just a curious little guy.
And with resounding approval. For example, Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks posted this response, quote, Matt Walsh said we need to be intolerant. Intolerance is a virtue. Intolerance is good. Intolerance is holy. Intolerance is Christian. Intolerance is moral and courageous. This is why I'm on the left. When some on the right say this about any of us, Muslims, blacks, gay people, etc., you're saying we don't want you. Okay, I heard that loud and clear. Then do you expect my vote after you told me you can't even tolerate me? I know he doesn't speak for everyone on the right or even a majority, but it's guys like him who use culture wars to divide us. Another reason why I hate the culture wars. I think our greatest strength is when we are the United States of America.
He's such a lib. Such a fucking lib.
Well, I got bad news, Cenk, by the way, is on the point about intolerance. I do definitely speak for the vast majority of conservatives. Almost all of them would absolutely agree with everything I said about intolerance. Now, first of all, you have to kind of admire the gall of a guy whose show is named The Young Turks, telling us that tolerance is a virtue. The Young Turks in the late Ottoman Empire were not exactly known for their tolerance, to put it mildly. I'm sure the show is ironically named, so we'll give him a pass on that.
Fighting like a resistance? I think this is just kind of like a common playbook for all right-wing, you call them thinkers, propagandists, where they just try to like reframe the word you're using so that they can just be like, so their argument sounds more coherent, I guess. Like, tolerance in the way, of course, we are using it, is not the way he is using the word tolerance. He's using the word tolerance to imply some sort of like threshold that he should be able to allow or disallow based on like the Christian white sentiment. And everybody else that is discussing tolerance is just saying like everyone should be free to pursue happiness. And as long as it doesn't interact with my rights, and being trans or queer or whatever does not interact with my rights, you're just like, oh yeah, it's the agenda. So they're trying to make other people that, but not really, but sort of. So I must extricate it from the society. It's just, It's the same thing they do with racism. It's the same reason he called everyone third worlders.
But secondly, if the word tolerance has any meaning at all, then by definition, there has to be intolerance as well. There must be some things that we simply do not tolerate. If anyone...
Of course. But that doesn't include people's personal freedoms.
Can be tolerant of anything, there have to be things that we don't tolerate. So the question is not whether intolerance should exist. It has to exist. We can't live in some fantasy world where no one needs to be intolerant of anything, as Jank implies. If we did that, then the idea of tolerance would be meaningless.
Right. You're doing a sermon on I should be allowed to hate people and feel good about it. And it's just like the opposite of like the Jesus stuff that he also uses to try to say he can do this. This is unsurprisingly as dumb as fuck. Yeah, it really is. This is really, really fucking stupid.
Here's and tolerance is kind of meaningless, actually. So here's the point. Here's the point about tolerance.
Great. He sort of meandered around it and been unable to really encapsulate his thoughts.
I say intolerance is a virtue.
Okay.
Because it is. Tolerance,
because it is,
on the other hand,
great argument,
is not a virtue. That doesn't mean I'm opposed to tolerance in all contexts. It means that it's not a...
So tolerance is not a virtue. Intolerance is a virtue. And I wonder why he's making this argument. That's crazy. Thesis because conclusion. Exactly.
A virtue. And I'll explain why. Even though this is the kind of thing that shouldn't need to be explained. Are there things that we should tolerate? Yes, obviously. But there's lots of things we should tolerate. I tolerate stuff every day. I'm a pretty intolerant guy. And I tolerate things. I tolerate...
Oh, you're a pretty intolerant guy. You don't say. What a special little boy.
Every person I walk by on the street. I'm constantly tolerating. But there is nothing virtuous or noble about it. Okay, tolerance is not a virtue. It's not something that we need to encourage. We don't need to laud people who demonstrate tolerance.
We don't tolerate Christian racists anymore. How about that? Deal. Zero tolerance policy on Christian racists. Everybody in? It's a virtue.
It takes no courage or even any effort to tolerate things. Tolerating a tolerable thing makes sense. It's logical. It's not.
Tolerating a tolerable thing. Isn't tolerability literally subjective? No, it's objective. And then he'll just say, I'm right, because...
Not a heroic act. It's not an act at all. You can tolerate while doing nothing. You can tolerate while sitting on your couch. You can lounge in your living room eating Doritos while congratulating yourself for all the tolerating you're doing. Hey, everyone, look at me. I'm being tolerant. You can declare as the crumbs fall on your shirt.
Can you imagine being the kind of person who would be just fucking cracking up right now? Can you imagine what path your life would have had to take?
That's why I never said, as has been claimed by my critics, that tolerance is bad or has no place in society or whatever. Tolerance is the default state of all people.
But I thought you said it wasn't a virtue.
Tolerance is the lowest effort thing you can do because you aren't doing anything.
I see. I agree that being constantly intolerant of everybody is incredibly strenuous and not worthwhile.
Which, again...
Literally, the left's intolerance is of intolerance. That's where it's at. People should be able to live their fucking lives, even if Christians don't want them to. Christians should be able to live their lives, even if atheists don't want them to. And we can all enjoy each other's company, or not, in the public square. And when you go home, you can go be a fucking Christian, man. You can go to church, be a little Christian. I don't give a fuck.
When you're tolerating tolerable things...
This shit should not be allowed.
Fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying, I'm not going to give you credit for that. I'm being tolerant. Okay, good for you. What, so you're doing nothing? It's like you're just doing nothing and allowing someone to do something. What? Cool. Good for you. It's not the kind of thing we need to, we don't need pastors up on the pulpit preaching, well, this is why we should be tolerant, which pastors do preach about that all the time. And
is he just rambling? Does he have a producer or anybody that's like, okay, time? He's not saying anything.
A lot of people love to hear it because it requires nothing of you.
This is why I don't watch a lot of Matt Walsh, man. He's not a good content creator. This guy is... all his criticism of Jimmy Kimmel can run a fucking show. It'll be a show from start to finish. He will conduct it. It will go well. You'll have interviews. You'll have a few yucks. He'll talk about whatever he's talking about. Matt Walsh can't fucking do this. He's so bad. The only thing Matt Walsh is capable of doing that other people are not is say vile shit. Most other people are not capable of putting their face to this kind of vile shit. You can't get a lot of guys to agree.
That's the great thing about tolerance as a virtue. I don't have to do anything. It requires absolutely nothing, which is why it's not a virtue. Intolerance
requires actively caring about what other people's lives have going on in a negative way. Not out of love, not out of respect, out of craning your neck and like fucking watching over your fucking fence to see if they're stepping out of line on their own property. You can't be gay in there, okay? You see any gays frolicking about? You can't. Hey, you think you can use that sidewalk and be fucking trans at the same time? You got another thing coming, buddy. I'm Matt Walsh. I know what's best.
You, sir, are a weak, timid, and untrustworthy homosexual.
This is nothing. The same 5 words repeated in different orders. How can anyone stand to listen to this guy? I agree. He says nothing. I don't know how he managed 15 minutes of nothing.
Virtue, though, because
What is wrong with salami?
I need to see Salami yeeted at this guy right now. Get him off the stage. Salami and tomatoes.
it is active. It is a thing you do. All virtues are things you do. If a virtue requires you to do nothing, it is not a virtue. If you're saying to yourself, wow, I really like this virtue because I don't have to do anything.
Okay.
This is a really easy virtue to have.
What's wrong with cheese?
You could add cheese.
Well, hate to break it to you, that means it's not a virtue. Intolerance requires you to get up and do something, or speak out, or at least stop chomping on the Doritos for a second.
I think you could eat Doritos and be intolerant at the same exact time. I think you could definitely walk and chew Doritos.
Tiny little balls.
Say a sentence without the word virtue in it.
Intolerance is noble and brave.
Oh, he's so brave. Oh, please clap. Please clap for he's so brave, Matt Walsh. Oh, guys, this is what it's been about the whole time.
I'm a man as well.
He just wants to be stunning and brave. He's like, no, wait. I want to be... Why didn't BuzzFeed make any articles about me? I want to be the one that gets the claps. What a fucking loser, dude. I'm actually the brave one.
I'm a man as well.
That's right, he is.
Provided, of course, that it's directed at something actually bad. Yeah, I mean, that's the one qualifier. Intolerance is only virtuous if it's directed at evil. Obviously, being intolerant to good things is not virtuous.
Great argument. So, this ironclad position just has me saying, okay, your things are bad. Okay, you're bad, Matt Walsh. Done. I'm intolerant of you. Done. I don't have to do any other work. Thanks to your fucking brilliant logic. Fantastic, dude.
I would think that such a stipulation is so obvious that it doesn't need to be said out loud. Intolerance to, something benign, right, makes you a jerk. Or if you've got a whole bunch.
I think he is just kind of... This entire video has just been Matt Walsh bitching and him out loud sort of thinking through, what does intolerance mean? What are the many different applications of the word intolerance? And that's where we're at. We're just looking at a man trying to think, quite bitchily.
Bunch of pet peeves. This is why we say pet peeves are like, well, that's the reason we call it your pet peeve. It's just something that annoys you but isn't really bad necessarily. But that's why it's a pet peeve. It's a pet. It's yours.
I'm just pausing to hear him shut the fuck up for a second. Okay.
And so being intolerant of people who are doing something that's a pet peeve of yours, that makes you a jerk, right? Intolerance to something good and virtuous makes you a leftist.
Intolerance to something good and virtuous makes you a leftist. Don't think this poisons the well at all. Is this fucking Aristotle? Is God good because he does good things, or is something good because God says it is? Who's that? If we just say the left, if you say something that I don't like, leftist. Wow. And they say we call everybody Nazis. It's far dumber than Aristotle. Wonderful.
You, sir, are a weak, timid, and untrustworthy homosexual.
Diogenes? Didactylus? I don't know about that. Have you ever noticed Matt is stuck with a perpetual DreamWorks face? What's a DreamWorks face? If I type DreamWorks face, I see. He kind of is.
To something good and virtuous.
He kind of looks dumb as fuck at this one. Kind of like the baby, I think.
Makes you a leftist. But intolerance to what is truly evil and wrong makes you a good person.
I think limiting people's personal freedoms is evil.
A loving and good act. And we have not had nearly enough intolerance in our society.
Ooh. I agree, but not in the way you're going to like. I agree, Matt.
And that fact, the fact that it ever became mainstream to brainwash children into thinking
Christianity,
they're the opposite sex, and then
no one's brainwashing kids to thinking they're the opposite sex. These are the straw men that this guy needs to make his position sound even close to reasonable. Like, there are cabals of drag queen story hours out there going like, did you know that you can change your sex, children? I've got shots right here ready to make you boys girls and girls boys, the only two genders. Anytime human beings start to reach escape velocity on, like, liberation, conservatives and Nazis really tried to claw us back. Like, literally every time.
castrate them. That's all the evidence we need, that we are sorely lacking intolerance in our culture. Far too many people were far too tolerant of that evil and so many other evils for...
Yeah, I agree. Far too many people are tolerant of the evil of indoctrinating your kids into falling into a patriarchal hierarchy without second thought and being forced to follow the rules of every adult man they ever come across under the threat of hell, especially if they have further hierarchical power over them, like school, like church, like dad, like uncle, priest. This is not harmful at all, I'm sure.
far too long.
Yeah, we're far too tolerant of Nazis, that's for fucking sure.
There were only a very few people who were willing to stand up and say, no, you know what? I'm not going to tolerate this. I don't tolerate it. And they were condemned by a lot of the tolerant types, even on the right. And I know this for a fact. I was there.
Because you're a bag of shit and nobody likes you. Right-wingers don't even like Matt Walsh. He's one of their least popular guys.
And that's why I said...
He's like literally on the end of the bench when it comes to these pundits. Like, in Daily Wire is on its last fucking leg, so we'll see.
After watching the New York mayor's debate, in which the Muslim socialist attacked his challenger because he couldn't name a mosque that he had visited.
Oh my God, he's so upset. Now we're talking about Zoran Mamdani. Oh, they're so fucking ass mad about the socialist mayor.
It's clear that this country needs to embrace intolerance far more broadly than we currently are.
Because of Zoran Mamdani? So the intolerance is towards Muslims? Dude, I thought I was an anti-theist. I think it should be really, really maligned to teach your kid your religion. But I don't, and I think that we should probably get rid of all tax exemption for churches. But I don't think we should be intolerant of Muslims in general, or Arab people, or anyone you just profile as a Muslim. A lot of people from India get that shit. A lot of people from all over get that shit, whether they're Muslim or not.
Because we also should not
And in a reverse way, they also get like sort of like an anti-Mexican, like, you know, they just get called third worlders. If you're brown, bad for these guys.
tolerate hordes of foreign nationals who invade our country and then...
And it doesn't matter. Have you seen all the comments on like Kash Patel and Vivek Ramaswamy's shit? I mean, it's just the right wing fucking hates them. They're just mouthpieces profiting off of like white people and being like thrown to the wolves. And they are just filled with racists, frothing racists in every single one of their posts. Kash Patel put out like a Diwali thing. Oh my God. Very controversial.
That we respect their beliefs and customs, including foreign nationals from the Muslim world who want to destroy Western civilization, demanding that we assimilate to them rather than they assimilate to us.
That is not happening anywhere in America. What are you talking about? Where the fuck does this happen?
We should not tolerate socialists who want to destroy our economy and dismantle the police department and close the
Destroy your economy?
prisons and raise.
Close the prisons? No! What if we did something more beneficial than just locking people up? What if we were forward thinking? That would be terrible. Too woke for me.
Taxes by tens of billions of dollars so that degenerate hobos and felons can supposedly, have free bus rides or whatever.
Free bus rides or whatever. I guess he just loves Andrew Cuomo's talking points. He loves to say that homeless people are going to be on the buses if they're free, even though that's just never been shown to be true.
We shouldn't tolerate men who dress up as women in the service of a delusion, especially when they are trying to impose it on children.
In service of delusion is an interesting qualifier. Makes it sound like you like dressing up as a woman legitimately, Matt. Uh-oh. I got eggs within eggs in that one. It's a matryoshka.
Everything I'm saying here, all the statements that I'm actually making, the ones I've said on this show and on social media, would have been completely uncontroversial in this country as recently as a few decades ago.
I don't think so. I think whatever controversy they are, people think you're fucking stupid in a bad time. People don't like you or your shark black eyes. Like, you're just not trustworthy. You're not a fucking good vibe, man.
And they should not be controversial today.
Mm-hmm.
We should react to Jimmy Kimmel's drag queen sketch the same way that even a Bill Clinton voter would have reacted in 1992, with the maximum possible degree of intolerance.
A Bill Clinton voter was intolerant to drag queens? We had drag queens 30 years ago, too. I don't know why. He's conflating so many different things. Drag queens make them fucking mad, dude. And aroused. I think that's where the anger comes from. I'm aroused, but there's a man in there. That must mean I'm gay, but no, I'm not! And then they just lash out.
And we should be intolerant, proudly intolerant, of anyone who stomps his feet and claims otherwise.
Okay, you are literally the guy that is always stomping his feet and throwing fucking tantrums about people living their lives. Like, literally all your content is, I'm bitching about this. Here's what I'm bitching about. Right now, it's people are mad at me for saying that we should be intolerant of pretty much everybody who isn't like me. I can't believe it. A bunch of people who aren't like him are going like, well, we're not like you. And we don't want to be. Seems, frankly, like it sucks to be Matt Walsh. I feel like I would have a bad fucking time if I was Matt Walsh. I feel like I would jump into that fireplace head first if I was Matt Walsh.
And that is why everyone demanding that conservatives display tolerance for depraved and degenerate behavior are today canceled.
All right, so it'll be a little while before I watch another Matt Walsh video, that's for sure. He's not a very good content creator. He is surprisingly employed. I really think the only skill he has is being vile. So we'll see how long that stays profitable for him. Someday maybe, guys like him won't have the possibility of having careers on this kind of shit. But until then, I will watch from the shadows, a silent protector. A dark night. It's cozy in this.